The Brazilian president has accused Washington of economic blackmail